My name is John Sanchez. Name of my firm is Johnny Sanchez and Company, and we're in Auburn Hills, Michigan, and we have about a staff of 5 people. We employ an additional 4 to 5 remote workers for tax season, and we've been in practice for about 7 years. The most significant change that I can put my finger on with the practice forward is just the way I think about my practice, how I approach those new client meetings, how I approach the pricing, really thinking outside of the box and delivering more value and realizing what the value is. And so many times, and they kind of open your eyes to this, in our desire to deliver value and be that hero to our clients, we're really giving away value for nothing. And so it's really forced me to sit down and decide, okay, what's the solution for this client? What does that mean in dollars and cents? And what is a good ROI to price this at? So I've kind of approached every new meeting that way. I knew there were changes that needed to be made, couldn't quite put my finger on them. The practice forward process really kind of illuminates to what those changes should be, how to rethink how you approach your practice and how you approach your clients, not just new clients, but your existing clients. So all change starts up here, right? So that was the big change, how we reinvented how we approach our practice as a whole. So I've already have about 2 other meetings coming up that I'm going to deliver a proposal using the practice forward methodology and philosophy. And I am 95% confident that that's going to be a no-brainer. They're going to sign on, because now you're listening, as teachers listening, what the pain points are. And don't just gloss over the pain points. Stay there for a little while, let the client feel the pain, and then deliver on how you're going to relieve that pain. And the 2-meeting approach it's great because it puts you in control rather than the client of the process. So that first meeting, part of that practice forward methodology is you're getting to know them, they're getting to know you, but you're kind of controlling the meeting and the agenda. And during that whole first meeting, of course, they're anxious to know the price, and you're not giving it up because you're assessing the situation. By the second meeting, you've got the proposal, and you're going to answer how you're going to solve their pain points. And in a good scenario, you're not just going to solve the pain points. You may throw a couple other wins in there to really seal the deal, and that really drives the value, not just in the client's mind, but even in your mind as the practitioner. So again, it's kind of like that reverse engineering. When you know you're going to price value, you've got to deliver value. So it forces you to look at a situation differently and get you out of your comfort zone. So I've told my staff, we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's been my mantra for the last 2 years. And really, it's kind of reinforcing the practice forward that we're not growing unless we're uncomfortable. And I think that's another benefit of going through that process. I've really learned a lot. As far as whether a practitioner is considering practice forward, I was there. It's an investment, right? It's a financial investment, it's a time investment. But really, I tell my clients this all the time, right? And I had to now practice what I preach. I tell them all the time, the change is inevitable, and we don't change until we get to the point that staying the same is more painful than the change that's inevitable. So as a practitioner, with where our industry is going, I got to that point and realized, look, it's going to be painful no matter what change I put in place, but there's no choice here. If my practice is going to be around 5, 10, 15 years, we've got to make the changes now. So I would say this, it sounds salesish, but you can't afford not to do it. It's just really the facts. And if we're thinking inside this, accountant dollars and cents box, we got to think outside that box. We got to blow that up and think bigger about what we want our practice to look like. If we want to think small, you're going to stay small. I would say if you want to think small, you're going to die. But if you're not growing, you are dying. So this forces you to not just stay relevant, but to grow the firm to as big as you want it to, you're never going to get there unless you're delivering valuable advisory services, because we know transactional accounting is going to dry up. So where does that leave us? Well, we've got to change to survive, and that is another benefit of the practice forward methodology. It kind of forces you to realize that and take action steps to do something about it. Because if we're not doing anything about it, it's not going to go away.